What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today, and you guys see it on the screen. It honestly feels too good to be true, but we had another absolutely amazing day on the VIP and right here on the free picks. Yesterday's free pick was with Akanji, with Ricardo Rodriguez. Both of these guys go under together, even in extra time, and that is really crazy that everyone goes under in extra time, and I want to get into that about why I think everyone went under, and it was just a really good call to call everyone's under because these lines were way too high, especially with a even team in possession. James Wood, I mean, he's a Hall of Famer on this channel at this point. He hits a home run in the first inning. I told you guys he's been the best player in baseball over the past month, and he hits a home run in the first inning. He cashes. He has now cashed for us like 3 or 4 times in a row in the past like 2 weeks. And yeah, I mean, honestly, he's playing at noon today, so I don't have him as a pick in today's video. But I will say, guys, if you're watching this video before noon, take James Wood because I believe his line is 6.5. I would take him anywhere over like 7.5. Okay, absolutely amazing player, absolutely amazing. I don't know. He's insane. He literally gets these lines hit by like the first inning for us. It's like a free square for him. So that is that, guys. We do hit this right here on this channel in yesterday's pick. Hopefully everyone got that in. I will say 2 days ago, I actually gave out the Conor McGregor discount on BETR, and we hit Leo Monster under. And as you guys saw in that fight, crazy fight, McGregor, like, it's crazy because even a couple of days ago I said, guys, he's going to get one punch. He's going to go out there and at least punch the guy one time. And he didn't even do that. But I will say BETR, credit to BETR, because they actually sent out a tweet and said he didn't get one significant strike. And they sent out a tweet that said, we're going to give you guys the entry anyway and count it as a win. So good thing on BETR's part right there. Very happy about that. And we do go ahead and hit this, right? Because I was watching that fight. I was in shock. And then like 10 minutes later, I was like, wait, the BETR entry that I took, and I kind of already chalked it up as a win because, again, this was a free square on BETR. I was like, wait, that didn't even hit. I didn't even realize that. But we do go ahead and hit this. Again, this was 2 videos ago. Yesterday's video, we do cash this right here. And then on the VIP, guys, back-to-back formats. I haven't even got into this yet, and I don't know how much I'm going to be able to talk about this because there is a lot on the screen still, but Valorant unders right here. This was a setup that we had that I talked about yesterday. I think it was maybe here. Yeah. Was it here? I don't know. Maybe we got this set up during the day. I'm not actually sure. But this one was a setup, I believe, with NBL. Yeah, over here. So with the Kanji and Granite right here, I think that's how you say his name. We had that set up there. And then both these guys go under together. And this was a very interesting game. And you'll see that Granite actually does barely hit by 0.5. So this one right here definitely was a little bit of luck swinging our way. But as we get into some of these other entries, like this one right here, for example, which I don't know how much I'm going to be able to show, but this one right here, for example, definitely missed that by a close margin. Trinity Rodman, who is Dennis Rodman's daughter, could not get it done for us. And misses by like 3 passes. And then even this woman in women's soccer right here goes over by about 5 passes. So these were very close. This one also kind of close as well. But right here with the Switzerland-Argentina game, made all of the right calls. And what ends up happening in this game really is that Switzerland possesses the ball for the first like 65 to 70 minutes of the game. They really ruled possession. I'm sure you can find it out there somewhere, but if you watch the game, Switzerland did possess the ball very well in the first 65, 70 minutes. And by halftime, these Argentina guys, Enzo Fernandez and Ramiro, they were only like in the 20s. I think Enzo Fernandez was like 24, and then Ramiro was like, or maybe Enzo was like 27, and Ramiro was like 24. So these guys were like way low, okay? So we pretty much didn't need, we needed it not to go into overtime, and it did go into overtime, which kind of sucks, but at the end of the day, it did work out for us because what ended up happening is then Switzerland gets a red card, okay? And that red card actually ended up helping us a lot because what happens is they get a red card at about the 70th minute, and then the possession completely flips to Argentina now. So now Argentina holds all the possession because, again, Switzerland's playing a man down, so it's really hard to get possession when you're only playing with 10 people. So Argentina then for the last like 50 minutes of the game, that last 20 minutes and then extra time, they possess the ball like crazy, okay? And I even took Messi's under with the McGregor discount, and they end up DMPing that, which is cool on PrizePicks' part. But Messi actually ends up getting like 30 passes in overtime, just to show you guys how much Argentina possessed the ball in overtime and in that last 20 minutes of the game. So first 70 minutes, it was all Switzerland. And these guys look like, actually, especially this guy right here, looked like he was going to miss. And then a red card happens. So then the game flips to Argentina. And now these guys start getting a lot of passes. But again, it was too little too late, so to speak. And then Enzo Fernandez also gets pulled out, I think like the 95th minute. So if he doesn't get pulled out, he might have hit. So again, some nice things happening. But you got to take it all with a grain of salt, because again, you look at these CFL guys right here in Canadian football. This guy was at like 220 passing yards by halftime. And then he only gets like another like 80 passing yards in the entire second half. So this one should have hit. Trinity Rodman was at 15 passing attempts by halftime. She only gets 21 and then gets pulled out at about like the 75th minute. So some of these got really close and did not hit. And then over here, these guys did hit by some very close consequences here. So again, this is how sports betting is, guys. It's always a tight one. And sometimes we're going to hit, sometimes we're going to miss. Some nice little entries on Sleeper here. I doubled down on this guy here, this like P1 guy, and he goes ahead and hits for us, and we are crushing all-time highs, guys. We are way past, way beyond anything we have ever done before at this very moment in time. And I've said this, how many times have I said this in the World Cup so far? I probably said this like upwards of 10 times, that we are now at all-time highs. This is the highest peak that we have ever been out over the course of our channel. Guys, we are up way past 1,000 units over the past 2.5 years. I show you guys this stuff every day. We are now at 200 units in 2026. That means if you're a $10 bettor, you'd be up $2,000, okay? It's as simple as that. And again, if you're a 15, 20, 25, you'd be even more. And I told you guys at the beginning of this year that we would go up 500 units this year. I have never not had a NFL and college football season, which that's going to be in the beginning of September, the end of August. I've never had a football season where we have not gone up at least 300 units, okay? So we're at 200 units right now in the middle of the year. We still have a couple of months till football season. And I'm telling you guys, I've never had a less than 300 unit football season, okay? So I'm telling you guys, we are very, very much so on track to a 500 unit year, which is the thing that I set myself early in January of this year, okay? And again, we did about 500 to 600 units in 2024. You guys can see that right here. And then we did another about 400 or 500 units in 2025, okay? So as I tell you guys that I'm setting myself up for a 500 unit year, that might sound crazy to you, and you might be like, who is ever doing a 500 unit year? Well, I am. I've done it the past 2 years. So I'm really just setting myself a goal of just meeting status quo, really, of just, let's just do it again, okay? Because 500 units is absolutely insane, okay? Last thing I do want to show, guys, so many of you guys have been texting me, and I feel like the energy recently has been so nice because I've just had so many people really buy into the strategy. They've trusted me in a way, and at a certain point, you know, I can show all this stuff. Hey, look at this. Here's the record, guys. Here's the wins, the losses. Here's 1,000 units. I have 1,000 videos on this channel you guys can go check out. But at a certain point, you just kind of got to I guess just trust me in a way, right? And just kind of let it happen, take all the picks and just try it out, right? And again, if you're new to the VIP, I urge you to start light, right? Only, you can start with $1 entries, $2 entries. There's nothing wrong with that, just to get a feel for everything. But I got a couple texts yesterday, man, where, this guy, he made $500 in the past 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks, guys. Think about how much you're going to make over 52 weeks, right? A course of a year. And again, we're just in the middle of the summer, right? We're not even in peak football season, which is really when not most, but a lot of money can be made in peak football season because there's just so many games going on. And then right here, and this is what I really was talking about when I was talking about that $99 2026 VIP pass that I was promoting the past couple of days. And now that is expired. If you want to go buy it, it is now, I think it's like $10,000, right? So that's expired to me as I just raised the price like crazy. So if you want to buy it for $10,000, be my guest. But he said, man, you are the GOAT, bought the $99 pass today and made it back plus more in the very same day. It was exactly what I told you guys, is you can buy this pass, and I'm having people pay this off within 12 hours. And that means they're paying this off in 12 hours, and then they're getting the rest of the year pretty much completely free. The rest of the year is completely house money, right? So this guy, you're seeing that he's not even betting that much money, and this is completely fine, but he is literally taking $5 entries, okay? I would recommend that you take, if you're serious about sports betting, that you're betting like $5 or something like that, right? Again, you can do test entries with like $1 or $2, but again, you should have the bankroll to at least bet $3, $4, $5, if not, more, $10, $15, $20. And again, he is going to slowly increase his unit size from $5 to $10 to $15 over the course of the next couple of months here. And again, he is betting only $5, and he already paid off the $99 pass that he bought yesterday or today back plus more in the same day, right? So again, I say this stuff every day, but again, it's similar to what I said, where you just got to trust me. It gets to a certain point where you just have to see what other people are actually doing on the day-to-day basis, okay? So let's get into today's plays. First pick of the day is on Better. We do have Asia Wilson. We're going to take her over. She's a discount, so of course there's not really much to get into there. She's a discounted play. We're going to take her. This is what we do every single day on Better. Again, Conor McGregor was discounted the other day. We took him. He needed one punch. He doesn't even get it, and they still give it to us, just to show you guys how good these discounts are, okay? And then we're going to take Hap to go under 25.5 kills in maps 1 through 2. Very simple entry here, guys, is on Better, a 3-man. I use these discounts every single day on Better and on Sleeper to make about $300 to $400 a month. And I think I showed you guys the sleeper entries. Yeah, so sleeper entries, sleeper's been killing in the past month, right? If you go back to May or June, it was all better. It was all better those months. And then, sorry, if you go back to May, it was like all Better. Better was doing amazing in May, and now Sleeper is doing amazing, right? So I do recommend that you have both of these apps. You can sign up with them with my code, and my code is going to be paid for Sleeper. You'll get 2 months of the VIP, and then my code for Better is going to be Detective. But again, I urge you, text me to this number right here if you do want to sign up for anything, okay? So let's get into the PrizePicks play of the day. We do not have World Cup for the next couple of days here. I believe they restart on Tuesday, so let's go ahead and go to Canadian football. Football is the bread and butter of this channel, really. It's why this channel got started, and it is one of my favorite things to bet on in the entire world. Soccer has been amazing for us, and we're going to continue betting on soccer even after the World Cup by far. I mean, there's women's soccer going on, MLS going on next week that I'm going to have a lot of plays out for. But again, World Cup, this has been the first video probably in the past like 4 weeks, a month, something like that I do not have a World Cup play for you guys, because again, we're getting into the semifinals now. So we'll have that tomorrow, but let's go ahead and get into the first pick, which is going to be Devers to go over 5.5 hitter fantasy score. Not like my favorite play ever. I will say a lot of these MLB games are happening early today. They're happening at noon, at 1 p.m., which is a lot of times what happens on a Sunday. This is actually like the later slate of games, which is at 3:15 p.m. So you just got to kind of work with it here, guys. I do love these hitter fantasy scores. The main reason why I love this line, guys, is at 5.5. And if you look at his hits, runs, RBIs, his line right now for 1.5 is actually a Green Goblin. Okay, so I talked about this a couple of videos ago, but we are getting pretty much a Green Goblin play, as you're going to see that pretty much when he hits his fantasy score, he's also going to hit his hits, runs, RBIs, right? But we're pretty much getting a Green Goblin play at non-Green Goblin prices right now for his hitter fantasy score, okay? So again, Green Goblin for 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, and his hitter fantasy score is only 5.5, okay? So that's pretty much a discrepancy of PrizePicks saying, hey, we actually think he's going to get 2+ hits, runs, RBIs. That's where we're going to Green Goblin it, but his hitter fantasy score is only 5.5. So I know I'm going to get this question, 5.5, I love it. 6, it's probably going to bump to 6. I'll be honest, I still love it at 6, okay? He is also facing the Rockies. Rockies are kind of notorious this year for having a really, really bad defense, bad pitching, just bad everything, right? If you look at head-to-head, he's been crushing the Rockies pretty much every game he has played. He's played them in a couple series so far this year. Last game he played, which is yesterday, he didn't have a good game, but a lot of these other games he is getting, in the teens and the low 20s and stuff like that, okay? So that's going to be the first pick of the day. Let's get into the Canadian football pick, but before I do so, I just want to show you guys, you can pause the screen. I'm actually going to take this one off because I do not believe that Colossus has a code anymore, but all of these apps, guys, you can get signed up for NOVIG, for ONYX, for Dabble, for Sleeper. This is NOVIG again. Sorry if the screen's a little bit messy, but Rebet, Chalkboard. I don't know if Chalkboard actually, I think they're restarting maybe in the start of football season, so that might be in a pause right now. Better, Underdog Fantasy, Kalshi, right? All of these apps, guys, you can get a sign-up code for, or a sign-up little bonus for. And you get 1 to 2 free months of the VIP. My code for everything is Detective except Sleeper. My code is PAID, P-A-I-D, okay? And my number is right here on the screen. You guys can just text me any app you want to sign up for, and again, I'll get you 1 to 2 free months of the VIP doing so, okay? Very simple stuff. You just sign up, you put in like $5 to $10 in these apps, but text me first so I get you guys the right instructions to that, okay? So let's get into the Canadian football play of the day. It's very simple stuff, guys. You have a receiver and you have another receiver on the team, so you pretty much have, like, let's say this guy's actually receiver 2 and then this guy is receiver 1, and it's weird that this guy's line is actually lower than this guy's, but this guy's receiver 2, this guy's receiver 1. So how it works in football, guys, if you've seen football games, is that when you have a lot of passing, normally one receiver is going to outperform the other receiver. So if you think about some really good receiving combinations in the NFL, like CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, or T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, if CeeDee Lamb has an insane game, George Pickens is likely not to have that much of an insane game because they cannibalize each other. other, okay? One receiver is going to have a ton of the share, the other receiver is not. Because if you think about it, if Keyshawn Johnson gets, you know, a 70-yard catch, something like that, then that's going to take away an entire drive from this guy where he's not going to get that 70 yards. The 70 yards is actually going to go to this guy, okay? So a lot of times you might think about football being like, well, he's going to throw for 500 yards and both these guys are going to go over. That's not necessarily the case. A lot of times when these guys' lines are so high and you have like two alpha receivers like this, normally one guy's going to go over and the other is not, okay? So this is correlated. It is actually called inverse correlation. So a lot of times in soccer, we're taking guys together or to the overs or together to the unders, but this is actually inverse where we're going to take one guy over and the other guy under, right? Again, if you study the lines of CeeDee Lamb and Pickens, Higgins, and Jamar, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Jamison Williams, just these two alpha receivers, normally one guy's going to go over, the other guy's going to go under, right? So Amon-Ra is going to have a really good game. That's going to take some share away from J-Mo. J-Mo's going to have a really good game. That's going to take some share away from Amon-Ra, okay? And I'm not saying that this guy's going to have just a horrible game where he only gets like one catch, but he might get like 60 yards or something like that, right? So on paper, it might not look like that bad of a game, but for him really to go over the edge and get like 85, 90, 100 yards, it's going to take a lot, and it's going to take Keyshawn Johnson to not have a good game, okay? So again, take the over here, the under here. This is Canadian football. There's really not that much difference from Canadian football to college to NFL. There is some slight differences, of course, but it's football at the end of the day, guys, and this is why we bet on it. It's very correlated together, okay? This is the play of the day. This is the play of the day on BETR. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, here are all my codes for all these different apps and stuff, guys. If you do not have one of these apps, text me. I will have an app for you guys to sign up for. It takes, again, like $5 to $10 to get into these apps and get a month or two free of the VIP. And you guys so much for watching. If you're in the VIP and cashed over the past couple of days, please leave a comment down below. It really helps me out, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.